With Carl Dean's passing, one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries has come to a close. Dolly Parton, the radiant country music icon, and Carl Dean, a man so elusive that many doubted his very existence, were married for over 50 years yet almost never appeared together. They led separate lives in public, maintaining a marriage free of scandals, divorce, or any sign of strain. Their relationship seemed almost too perfect, raising the question, was this a tale of timeless love or a carefully constructed arrangement to protect their reputations? Now that Carl Dean is gone, the truth about their union could potentially change the way the world views Dolly Parton. The marriage between Dolly Parton and Carl Dean has long remained a mystery. For decades they were together, yet seldom seen side by side in public. Is their story a genuine love story, or just an elaborate illusion designed to preserve their image? Carl Dean, who has stayed hidden from the public eye, has largely remained a ghost in the shadow of Dolly's fame. While Dolly shines with her charm, celebrity, and charisma, Carl has embraced a life of seclusion far from the media's gaze. They wed in 1966, just as Dolly was beginning to rise in the music world, and since then, Carl Dean has remained largely absent from her public life. Of course, questions began to surface. Could this be a real union, or merely a carefully designed setup enabling Dolly to uphold a specific appearance in the public eye? There are those who think Carl Dean is someone who genuinely dislikes attention and intentionally stays out of the spotlight. In her own words, Dolly once described her spouse by saying, "He's always been the quiet one. He's never been in my business, and that's probably the reason we've lasted this long," a remark that is as enigmatic as it is telling. Is it possible that Dean loves Dolly deeply but chooses to stay away from the frenzy of celebrity, or is there an underlying separation between them? At one stage, whispers circulated suggesting Carl Dean might not exist at all. Some even theorized he was a made-up figure, created to portray Dolly as someone with a steady, conventional marriage. As far-fetched as it seems, his almost complete invisibility during key moments of her life has left people questioning. So, are they actually content? Dolly claims their bond is authentic, but doubters remain skeptical. A partnership that has endured for years, yet the pair is hardly ever spotted together, avoids sharing public experiences, and skips significant occasions. Can such a relationship truly be seen as ordinary? Apart from Jolene, tracks such as Just Because I'm a Woman and To Daddy suggest challenges within her union, extended times apart, lingering disagreements, and the emotional strain of living in separate spheres. Dolly has also candidly discussed experiencing loneliness despite being wed. While she immerses herself in her profession, endlessly traveling and producing, Carl Dean favors a tranquil life at home. This core distinction could be what has maintained their emotional distance. During an interview, Dolly remarked, "We've been together so long, we just accept each other for who we are." But does this acceptance stem from love, or is it merely a strategy to prevent the breakdown of their relationship? One of the most debated rumors about Dolly Parton and Carl Dean's relationship is the possibility that they may have lived apart for a time. Although there's no solid proof to back this up, Dolly's frequent solo appearances at public events combined with Carl's continued silence have sparked doubts about the true nature of their marriage. One thing is certain, however, Dolly and Carl live in completely separate worlds. She dazzles in sequins and rhinestones on massive stages while he remains secluded in quiet anonymity. Their lives seem to orbit each other like distant celestial bodies, occasionally crossing paths but never fully converging. What's remarkable is that despite any possible tensions, they have kept their marriage out of the public eye. No publicized feuds, no scandals, just a prolonged, almost eerie silence that has lasted for decades. This could be evidence of an unbreakable connection or perhaps a carefully constructed image. After keeping quiet for so long, Dolly Parton opens up about Carl Dean's passing in a way no one saw coming. Leave a one below and stay tuned to discover what she revealed. So is Dolly Parton's marriage truly a love story or simply another chapter in her meticulously crafted legacy? Only Dolly and Carl know the truth, but one thing is clear: behind the sparkle and the iconic persona, there are layers of hidden realities that the public may never fully grasp. If there were an award for Hollywood's most enigmatic husband, Carl Dean would undoubtedly be the top contender. For over 50 years, he has stood by Dolly's side, yet remains almost entirely unseen by the public. In a world where celebrity relationships are constantly under the media's microscope, Their marriage is a paradox, an awe-inspiring star, and a man who has chosen to remain a mystery. Since tying the knot in 1966, Carl Dean has seldom been seen with Dolly. He skips award ceremonies, avoids striking poses for flashy red carpet snapshots, and has never publicly commented on their life together. Were it not for Dolly's infrequent references to him, many might even doubt he exists at all. But what do we truly know about Carl Dean? A Tennessee native born in 1942, he crossed paths with Dolly when she was only 18, and their connection blossomed swiftly. Their bond was unassuming and calm, a sharp divergence from the dazzling realm Dolly was poised to embrace. Carl lacked the clout of a corporate titan or a prominent role in show business. Instead, he was an ordinary man who cherished a serene existence, laboring in transportation and showing no inclination toward his wife's celebrity status. Dolly once characterized her spouse by saying, "He's always been the quiet one. He's never been in my business, and that's probably the reason we've lasted this long." Yet, was his choice to remain absent from the public eye solely a matter of personal taste? Or did deeper reasons lie beneath the surface? Hollywood scrutinizes every relationship, dissecting even the smallest details. Dolly Parton, a megastar, having a husband who remains almost completely unseen, only fuels the intrigue. For years, rumors have circulated that Carl Dean is nothing more than a figurehead, a carefully orchestrated part of Dolly's public image to solidify her status as a married woman and create a sense of stability for her career. Some even suggest that Dean and Dolly have been leading separate lives for a long time, with their marriage existing only in name. Yet, despite these theories, it's impossible to ignore the undeniable fact that Carl Dean's absence from public life is striking. In truth, Carl Dean isn't hiding any deep secrets or holding a grudge against the media. He's simply a man who values privacy. From the start, he told Dolly, "I didn't choose this life, I chose you." Loving Dolly didn't mean immersing himself in her world, and perhaps this deep respect for her independence is part of what has kept their marriage so strong over the years. Dolly has often revealed that Dean prefers the quiet of their farm, far removed from the Hollywood limelight, and has little interest in fame. His absence from the public eye isn't a sign of estrangement or bitterness, it's just how he lives. A worldwide legend like Dolly Parton might have opted for a partner from the entertainment sphere, someone who would accompany her to every high-profile event. Instead, she chose Carl Dean, a man who couldn't be more different from her. When questioned about the key to their enduring union, Dolly once quipped, "I stay gone." True to her word, she has spent much of her career traveling extensively, while Carl thrives in a tranquil, domestic existence. This dynamic has kept them from spending excessive time together, which, paradoxically, may have protected their relationship from the strains that frequently dismantle marriages in the spotlight. Dolly Parton has always been a symbol of positivity and happiness, but even the brightest of stars encounter their share of hardships. One of the toughest times in her life came in the 1980s, when rumors of an alleged affair and a shocking scandal nearly tore apart everything she had worked for. As someone who places immense value on her public image, being embroiled in a romantic scandal was unimaginable. But what exactly transpired, and how did she manage to get through it? Rumors began circulating that Dolly was involved in an extramarital affair with an unnamed man from the entertainment industry. Some speculated it was a close colleague, while others believed it was a powerful behind-the-scenes figure. Regardless of the specifics, the scandal rocked the media, threatening to shatter the image of a loyal and respectable artist that Dolly had so carefully built. Throughout the entire ordeal, Carl Dean, her reclusive husband, stayed silent. His absence only fueled the rumors that their marriage was falling apart. Years later, when reflecting on that time, Dolly openly acknowledged how deeply it impacted her. In her memoir, Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, she revealed that the scandal plunged her into one of the darkest emotional periods of her life. Known for her strength and resilience, few could have guessed that she reached a point of such despair that she even considered ending it all. "I remember standing in front of the mirror, looking at myself and not recognizing the person staring back at me. I felt drained. I felt empty," Dolly wrote. "And then I looked down at my gun." She recalled a night when she sat alone, holding her firearm, contemplating that perhaps ending everything would be easier. But in that moment, her small dog, a fluffy pup named Popeye, bounded into the room and leapt onto her lap. He looked at me with those eyes, and suddenly I snapped out of it. It felt like God had sent him to wake me up, to pull me back into reality. At that instant, Dolly realized she had to keep going. There was still so much ahead of her and so many people who loved and needed her. Dolly Parton has never allowed hardship to get the better of her. After moving past this emotional struggle, she confronted the situation with her trademark resilience. To start, she immersed herself in her work. She kept releasing albums, devoted herself to charitable endeavors, and even ventured into new business opportunities. Staying occupied helped her silence the voices of doubt and negativity. Additionally, she relied on her deep-rooted faith. Brought up with a strong spiritual foundation, she held on to the belief that every event carries purpose and each trial offers a lesson. "If I'm still here today, it means God still has plans for me," she once remarked. Above all, she cherished her relationships with the people who truly mattered. Amidst all the rumors, Carl Dean stayed loyal to her. Though not one for many words, his steady and quiet presence gave her the steadfast encouragement she required. Dolly Parton came out of that tempest more resilient than ever, demonstrating that resilience and self-confidence can guide you through even when the world questions your path. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Dolly Parton and Carl Dean's marriage is the fact that they never had children. In a life brimming with music, fame, and love, the absence of children's laughter in their home has sparked endless speculation. Was this an unfortunate twist of fate or a deeply personal choice? Dolly, known for her candor and openness, has never shied away from addressing the topic. She once explained that the decision not to have children wasn't because they didn't want them, but because life simply didn't unfold that way. "I guess it wasn't meant to be," she said softly in an interview. But was it really just fate, or a sacrifice made for her career, love, and personal journey? Dolly once recalled that in their younger years she and Carl had considered starting a family. However, with the intense demands of her music career, she questioned whether she could be the kind of mother she hoped to be. In 1980, Dolly underwent surgery for endometriosis, and complications from the procedure made pregnancy impossible. It was a deeply painful time, leading her into a period of depression. "Suddenly, I was a middle-aged woman without a child," Dolly remembered. For someone who had always placed great value on family, it was not just a physical loss, but an emotional one as well. Throughout it all, Carl, the quiet man who has always supported her, never voiced any disappointment. Yet the question remains, how different might their lives have been if they had children? Does Dolly's reflection on motherhood make you think differently about the definition of family and fulfillment? Comment yes if it shifts your perspective, no if it doesn't. To those on the outside, a marriage without children might appear lacking, but for Dolly and Carl, satisfaction took a different shape. While there was no echo of children's giggles, their shared life brimmed with profound mutual understanding and affection. In her own way, Dolly Parton has embraced a maternal role, not for one child, but for countless generations who have grown up inspired by her songs. She also established the Imagination Library, an initiative that gives free books to children nationwide. Though Carl Dean has largely stayed out of the limelight, Dolly has described him as a spouse who knows her deeply. He never faulted her, never made demands. They may not have become parents, but they had each other, and that was more than sufficient. It's true that for some couples, the absence of children can stir feelings of emptiness or solitude. Yet for Dolly and Carl, their connections surpass such notions. They carved out their own way of spending time together, unburdened by the duties of parenthood. The lives of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean stand as evidence that happiness isn't confined to raising a family. They discovered their unique brand of joy, a quiet yet enduring love that weathered the years. Though their home may have lacked the sound of children's laughter, it overflowed with harmonies, cherished moments, and a bond that withstood the passage of time. After all, a house without youthful giggles can still be a home abundant with love. The marriage of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean has long been shrouded in mystery. On one hand, it's a love story that has endured for over 50 years, with the country music icon shining in the spotlight while her husband stays largely out of view. On the other hand, rumors about possible affairs and external relationships have circulated for years, a subject Dolly has deftly avoided, while Carl has stayed completely silent. Since the 1980s, there have been whispers about Dolly's close connection with her personal assistant and lifelong friend, Judy Ogle. Their strong bond led many to speculate that their relationship went beyond friendship. Despite Dolly's repeated insistence that Judy is like a sister and one of her most trusted confidants, the rumors have lingered. People always ask me if Judy and I are lovers, but no, we're just like sisters, best friends, Dolly explained in an interview. Speculation didn't just surround Dolly. Carl Dean also faced whispers of alleged affairs. However, the puzzling aspect was that details about Carl were so sparse that nothing could ever be confirmed. He almost entirely avoided public appearances, never granted interviews, and left scarcely any evidence of his existence. Over decades of marriage, only a handful of photographs of him exist. This raises the question, were they in an open marriage? Some theorize that Dolly and Carl shared an unspoken agreement, a union in title alone, yet one granting each partner certain liberties. In a 2020 interview, when questioned about the key to their enduring relationship, Dolly chuckled and replied, "I always joke that the secret to our marriage is that I stay gone." A remark that was half humorous, half cryptic, leaving observers to ponder, did distance preserve their bond, or had they been leading separate lives from the start? Despite the ongoing speculation, neither Dolly nor Carl has ever confirmed or denied any of the rumors. Dolly, a master of storytelling, reveals just enough to keep people curious, but never fully unveils the truth. She once said, "I love to flirt and I've never met a man I didn't like," which only sparked more intrigue about her romantic life. Did Carl Dean ever love anyone other than Dolly? Did Dolly ever give her heart to someone besides Carl? The answer to these questions remains known only to them, and perhaps that sense of mystery is part of what has helped their marriage endure for so many years. When a couple has been married for over 50 years, people often picture an elderly pair strolling together, sipping tea every morning, reminiscing about the past, and enjoying their golden years side by side. However, for Dolly and Carl, the reality seems quite different. In recent years, various sources have suggested they lead almost entirely separate lives, despite still being legally married. Dolly continues to pour herself into her career, dazzling audiences on stage, while Carl leads a quiet, reclusive life, rarely making public appearances with his wife. Interestingly, Dolly has never hidden the fact that they don't spend much time together. She once confessed, "We're completely opposite, but that's what makes it fun. I never know what he's going to say or do. He's always surprising me." But is this contrast simply a light-hearted way of describing what might in reality be two completely separate lives? Carl Dean treasures his solitude, spending his days on their farm, far removed from public attention and the relentless spotlight. It's often noted that he seldom accompanies Dolly to significant events, not due to a lack of affection for her, but because he values staying out of the limelight. When once questioned about his absence at functions with his wife, Carl simply laughed and remarked, "That's her world, not mine." In contrast, Dolly continues to be an unstoppable dynamo. She performs on tour, appears on television, manages businesses and charitable initiatives, and juggles an extraordinarily hectic schedule. She once joked, "I may look like a show pony, but I work like a pack mule." This dynamic has sparked curiosity. If they rarely see each other, does love still thrive? Or is it merely mutual respect and commitment holding them together? Whispers have emerged suggesting they no longer share a home, or if they do, they live as strangers under the same roof. Nevertheless, they've upheld their marital promises. Dolly consistently refers to Carl as the love of my life, even though, after all these years, he remains a mystery to the public. Perhaps their love defies convention, a bond that doesn't depend on physical proximity, overt displays of affection, or constant companionship, but instead thrives on a unique understanding and quiet connection in their own distinct way. While it may not align with traditional notions of marriage, it persists in its own remarkable form. Amidst all the conjecture, Dolly and Carl remain united, and perhaps for them what truly counts isn't presenting a united image to the world, but preserving a space for one another in their hearts, even as they lead independent lives. One of the most defining aspects of Dolly Parton's legacy is her remarkable ability to channel raw emotions into her music. Her songs are more than just catchy tunes, they carry pieces of her life within their lyrics. But if music is where Dolly expresses her heart, how many of her songs are silent confessions about an imperfect marriage? No mention of Dolly Parton is complete without Jolene, the iconic track that has become a cornerstone of her career. With its haunting melody and desperate plea to another woman not to take her man, the song has led many to believe that Dolly once harbored a deep fear of losing her husband. But was Jolene truly inspired by real events? Dolly has shared that the song was sparked by two women. One was a young girl with striking red hair who asked for her autograph at a concert, and the other was a bank teller who had taken a particular interest in Carl Dean. She had everything I didn't, legs long as the day is long, beautiful red hair, and she flirted with my husband every time he went to the bank, Dolly recalled. However, many believe the song represents more than just a casual incident. The lyrics reveal a deep-seated insecurity, suggesting that Dolly might have genuinely feared losing the man she loved. If that's true, could it indicate that their marriage had experienced cracks, wounds only music could heal? Many of Dolly's songs, aside from Jolene, explore themes of solitude and unspoken feelings. I Will Always Love You, which later achieved worldwide acclaim through Whitney Houston's version, has also been interpreted as a poignant farewell. Although Dolly has clarified that the song was penned for Porter Wagner, her enduring musical collaborator, its profoundly moving words have led some to speculate it might mirror aspects of her own marriage. Dolly has openly discussed grappling with deep loneliness even while immersed in fame and wealth. She once remarked, "I have to have a place to pour my heart out, and my music is that place." Could it be that behind her ever-present public smile, the true depths of her emotions found release solely through her songs? She has also revealed enduring a particularly bleak phase in the 1980s, battling intense despair and at one point even contemplating taking her own life. Still, she persisted in writing and singing, and perhaps music served not only as her outlet for self-expression, but also as her lifeline, helping her endure the emotional turbulence of life. Dolly Parton, with her golden locks, a voice as sweet as honey, and a smile that never fades, has managed to maintain a marriage that seems almost unbelievable in its longevity. She and Carl Dean married in 1966, and for more than 50 years little has been known about the man behind the iconic country star. Carl has never appeared on a red carpet, never accompanied his wife to major events, and has largely remained out of the public eye. In contrast, Dolly has become a dazzling pop culture figure, adored by millions. This striking difference has led many to wonder, is their relationship a genuine fairy tale, or merely a strategically planned arrangement? For decades, rumors have swirled about the nature of their marriage. Some suggest that Carl Dean is merely a figurehead, helping Dolly maintain a particular public image in an industry where scrutiny of celebrity relationships is intense. A popular theory proposes that their union served as an unspoken agreement, allowing Dolly to protect her reputation in a time when the music industry was less forgiving towards single women. Despite all the speculation, neither Dolly nor Carl has ever confirmed or denied these rumors. Dolly has explained, "We're completely opposite, but that's what makes it fun. I never know what he's going to say or do. He's always surprising me." She has often emphasized that their differences are what make their bond special, describing Carl as a down-to-earth, humorous man who has no desire for fame. Nevertheless, doubts persist for some. During an interview, Dolly revealed that Carl has never truly been enamored with her music. This admission only deepened the intrigue. How could someone indifferent to his wife's career stay committed to her for over 50 years? A fascinating element of their relationship is the distinct separation between Dolly, the global icon, and Dolly, Carl Dean's spouse. Beyond the dazzling stage lights, she steps away from the sequins and stardom, embracing a more understated role, cooking meals, caring for their home, and cherishing quiet moments with her husband. While Carl Dean remains almost entirely absent from public view, his influence on Dolly's life is undeniable. She has mentioned that he is always the first to listen to her new compositions, regardless of whether he enjoys them. This prompts a thought-provoking question. If their marriage was simply a formal agreement, why have they stayed together for over 5 decades without scandal or widely known disputes? Perhaps their bond isn't rooted in the dramatic flames of cinematic romance, but instead in a calm understanding. A steadfast companionship that doesn't rely on grand gestures or public affirmation. Even so, the enigma of their union continues to linger, unresolved. Dolly Parton and Carl Dean have been together for more than 50 years, a remarkable accomplishment, especially in an entertainment industry where relationships often fade quickly. But is their connection as unshakable as Dolly suggests, or has it simply been a carefully crafted act that has lasted a lifetime? Dolly, a true workaholic, has spent her career on the road, recording music and pursuing numerous creative ventures, making her one of the hardest working women in the music world. Meanwhile, Carl Dean has embraced a life of seclusion, keeping far away from the spotlight. This contrast has led many to question how their marriage has endured when their lifestyles are so different. Dolly once humorously remarked, "I always say stay gone, and there's a lot of truth to that." Could the secret to their lasting relationship be the distance between them? Some believe that this separation has helped them avoid the pressures that often strain celebrity marriages. Carl has never had to carry the burden of being the husband of a famous country star, while Dolly has been free to focus on her career without the usual domestic conflicts that often trouble high-profile unions. Dolly has repeatedly insisted that her marriage is genuine, not a performance. Yet, the tales she recounts about Carl tend to be anecdotal, lacking tangible proof to back them up. Critics have argued that Carl's elusive nature has only heightened the mystery, turning him into a shadowy figure who enriches Dolly's public persona. In fact, some whispers even propose that Carl and Dolly haven't shared a home for years, suggesting they've effectively been apart in practice for quite a while. If this holds any truth, why does Dolly persist in preserving the illusion of an ideal marriage? Perhaps to Dolly, Carl Dean represents more than just a spouse. He embodies a cornerstone of her legacy, a testament to steadfastness and reliability in an industry rife with chaos. Whether they are deeply connected soulmates or simply enduring partners who forged a resilient bond, one fact remains clear: their story continues to captivate the public imagination endlessly. In the end, will Dolly Parton and Carl Dean truly stay together till death do us part, or is their marriage simply a carefully maintained illusion? Only Dolly and Carl know the truth. Their marriage remains a mystery, one that has never been fully understood. For over 50 years, they've kept their relationship largely shrouded in secrecy, free from scandals but far from typical. Is their union a genuine love story or just a meticulously crafted image designed to uphold Dolly's public persona? No one can say for certain, except for them. But perhaps the true fascination doesn't lie in the answer itself, but in the fact that their bond has lasted through all the questions, the doubts, and a world that constantly wonders. Imagine stepping into the spotlight, flashing cameras, roaring fans, only to be fighting a private battle behind the scenes. Some of Hollywood's biggest stars are facing shocking health struggles right now, pushing through pain, fear, and uncertainty, while still delivering unforgettable performances. From life-threatening diagnoses to chronic conditions they've kept hidden for years, these beloved actors are proving their strength in ways we never expected. But how are they really coping, and what does the future hold for them? Stay tuned as we reveal 15 iconic stars battling serious health issues, some of which may leave you absolutely stunned. Michael J. Fox, best known for his iconic role in Back to the Future, recently spoke candidly in an interview about the grueling reality of living with Parkinson's disease. He stated, "My life is set up so I can pack Parker's along with me if I have to," emphasizing his ongoing battle with the condition, which he was diagnosed with back in 1991 at just 29 years old. He discussed the immense challenges he faces, particularly how the disease affects his balance, leading to frequent injuries. Over the years, he has endured significant physical trauma, including a shoulder replacement, multiple fractures in his elbow, hand, and face, a serious infection that almost cost him a finger, and a broken upper arm bone. The situation is severe, as Parkinson's, a progressive neurodegenerative disorder, continues to take a toll, causing muscle stiffness, tremors, and coordination difficulties that worsen over time. Beyond the physical struggles, Fox also opened up about the mental and emotional weight of living with the disease. Managing his symptoms while coping with personal losses and mental health challenges is no easy feat. He has a team in place to help prevent falls, yet the loss of privacy that comes with his condition remains a difficult reality. Despite these hardships, he finds solace in the unwavering support of his family, the complexities of life's puzzles, and cherishing moments with loved ones. Though he has had to accept the changes Parkinson's has brought to his body, he continues to embrace an optimistic outlook. Despite the frequent falls, fractures, and everyday obstacles, Fox remains hopeful that he can avoid future injuries, demonstrating remarkable resilience. After more than 30 years of battling Parkinson's, he has become a leading advocate, tirelessly raising funds, increasing awareness, and spreading hope through the Michael J. Fox Foundation. His organization remains dedicated to addressing funding gaps in research and treatment efforts for the disease. Bruce Willis. The beloved action star we all know and admire is facing a tough battle with frontotemporal dementia, a condition his family has been open about since February 2023. His health struggles began raising concerns in March 2022 when his family made the heartbreaking announcement that he would be retiring from acting due to difficulties with speech, initially attributing it to aphasia. Bruce Willis, a legendary figure in Hollywood, officially stepped away from acting in February following a more specific diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia. Unlike other forms of dementia that primarily impact memory, this condition affects behavior and decision-making, making early detection particularly challenging. His family has chosen to be transparent about his diagnosis, hoping to spread awareness about this lesser-known disease. His daughter Tula provided insight into his condition during an appearance on The Drew Barrymore Show, emphasizing the seriousness of his illness. "What's going on with my dad? He has a really aggressive cognitive disease, a form of dementia that's very rare." Despite the heartbreaking nature of his diagnosis, she continues to share a deep connection with him, cherishing their moments together through music and the unmistakable warmth of his presence. His wife, Emma, has also spoken openly about the realities of caregiving, noting that while Bruce may not fully comprehend his situation, her own understanding of it just makes it a little bit easier, being around him and seeing him well and alive. That awareness provides a small sense of comfort amid the sorrow. Their children are gaining invaluable life lessons as they care for their father, and the family has offered glimpses into their journey, sharing heartfelt moments, such as Thanksgiving videos on Instagram, Tula's updates, and Emma's candid reflections on both the struggles and strength required in caregiving. On Father's Day, Bruce had the chance to meet his grandchild, embracing the little one despite his illness. Another daughter, Rumor, expressed her feelings openly on Instagram, treasuring a moment where her father lovingly held her newborn. These shared experiences highlight the love that continues to surround him as the family comes together for birthdays and other special occasions. Moments like a touching birthday video where they all sing to him showcase the deep bonds they share. Even in the face of adversity, their unity and affection shine through in these cherished celebrations. Selma Blair has been candid about her journey with multiple sclerosis, sharing details from her initial diagnosis to her daily struggles. In 2018, at the age of 51, she publicly revealed her battle with the disease, which disrupts the central nervous system and impairs the transmission of signals from the brain. By 2021, she was able to deliver an encouraging update. Her MS was in remission, with no new lesions forming on her nerves. During an interview with Meet the Press, Blair described some of her symptoms. "I have the thing where you bend down. I get electricity. I had very clear signs at that time." While her condition has improved, she admitted that discomfort remains a constant presence in her life. One of her major symptoms is dystonia, which causes involuntary muscle contractions, leading to spasms that resemble a stutter or even Tourette's syndrome. These episodes come and go, and because they aren't always visible, they can be difficult for others to grasp, something she finds frustrating. She further explained that while she deals with persistent discomfort, it's more of an internal sensation rather than a reaction to touch. Her skin itself doesn't register pain, but she experiences an ongoing tightness that isn't relieved by Botox, massages, or other treatments. In an effort to combat the disease, she underwent hematopoietic stem cell transplantation, a rigorous procedure that required harvesting her bone marrow and undergoing intensive chemotherapy to rebuild her immune system. Although her overall pain levels remain high, the treatment did provide relief from certain past issues, such as trigeminal neuralgia, a condition that causes severe facial pain. Blair follows a treatment plan that includes bi-weekly intravenous immunoglobulin therapy, which involves a 4-hour blood transfusion. She also relies on the support of a home nurse and a service dog, both of which help her navigate the unseen challenges of MS. Beyond her own health journey, she has used her platform to advocate for adaptive fashion. Partnering with Isaac Mahi, she introduced a clothing line specifically designed for individuals who struggle with traditional attire. The collection features garments with magnetic closures, making dressing easier for those with limited dexterity. Embracing the role of an advocate, Blair is dedicated to pushing for better access to healthcare for individuals with MS. By openly sharing her experiences, she hopes to uplift others facing similar battles, ensuring they feel seen, heard, and supported. Who do you think is secretly battling a major health challenge? Type one in the comments, then keep watching to find out if your favorite star made the list. Wendy Williams. In 2018, Wendy Williams publicly revealed her battle with Graves' disease, a condition she had initially ignored. Speaking on Good Morning America, she emphasized how women often focus on caring for others, managing households and responsibilities while neglecting their own health. She stated, "It was time for Wendy first," explaining her diagnosis and her decision to use her platform to spread awareness about the disease from the very start. Determined to be transparent about her struggle, Wendy addressed her condition on her show in February 2018. She explained that her thyroid disorder was responsible for the noticeable changes in her eyes, something many viewers had observed. My hyperthyroid, is attached also to Graves' disease." She elaborated on the connection between Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism, describing the sensation as if her eyes were being pushed forward from behind. Injecting humor into the conversation, she recalled her doctor's advice to take a break from work, but joked about not being the type of entertainer who could simply step away. Since her diagnosis, Wendy has faced the challenges of Graves' disease, though at first its symptoms were masked by those of menopause. The condition caught her off guard, as age-related changes didn't immediately indicate anything serious. Reflecting on her 2017 Halloween broadcast, when she fainted on air, along with struggles involving high blood pressure and sodium imbalances, she later recognized these as warning signs that she had overlooked in favor of maintaining her television career. Now she acknowledges significant improvement in her health compared to those early years. Wendy admits that skipping regular health checkups contributed to her condition worsening. After all, Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism had been affecting her for 19 years. Prioritizing her well-being became essential leading up to her departure from her show in 2022. She put her health first, stepping away from the spotlight to focus on recovery. After spending a few months in a rehabilitation facility, she has returned home feeling refreshed and preparing for new endeavors. Looking ahead with excitement, she remains grateful to her loyal fans for their unwavering support throughout her journey. Reynolds. Reynolds, the frontman of Imagine Dragons, kept his battle with ankylosing spondylitis, AS, private for years. However, when he finally chose to speak about it, he did so with complete honesty. In a deeply emotional moment during a concert in Leeds, UK, attended by over 13,000 fans, he publicly shared his struggle with the disease. For the first time, he described living with an autoimmune condition in which his immune system mistakenly attacks his joints, leading to arthritis and joint confusion. "It's pretty scary," he admitted. For a long time, he remained silent, avoiding the reality of his condition. That changed on a defining night in November 2015, when he bravely opened up on stage. Since then, he has become more outspoken, launching a web series called This Is Life Live. Partnering with the Spondylitis Association of America and Novartis, he has worked to highlight inspiring stories of individuals thriving despite AS. He emphasizes that many people live fulfilling lives with the disease, including surfers, yoga instructors, chefs, and musicians who have found ways to maintain their health. Looking back, Reynolds recalls experiencing unexplained knee pain in high school, which later progressed to ankle pain, something he initially ignored. His health concerns deepened when he was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, another autoimmune disorder. Despite his family's encouragement to consider the possibility of AS, he hesitated to pursue a diagnosis. It wasn't until he consulted multiple healthcare professionals that he finally confirmed he had the disease. To manage his symptoms, he follows a regimen of regular exercise, a healthy diet, and biologic medications. While he is currently in remission, he remains aware of the unpredictability of AS and the uncertainty it brings. Now, with his health in a much better place, Reynolds understands the isolation that chronic pain can create. Using his platform, he is committed to supporting and advocating for others who are navigating the challenges of AS, ensuring they feel seen and understood. Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez, widely recognized for her musical talent, has dedicated herself to raising awareness about lupus by sharing her personal struggles with the disease. Lupus is an autoimmune disorder that triggers widespread inflammation throughout the body. affecting major organs such as the heart, kidneys, lungs, and skin. Its symptoms vary widely, ranging from joint pain and fatigue to skin rashes, fevers, and even mental health challenges like depression. Gomez has been open about her journey, discussing her kidney transplant, chemotherapy treatments, and the emotional toll of navigating fame during her most vulnerable moments. Through these hardships, she has found purpose in supporting others facing similar battles. However, the public spotlight has also subjected her to intense scrutiny over changes in her body due to lupus medications. While she ultimately chose to address the issue, she has emphasized that no one should feel pressured to explain such personal matters. Lupus treatment is as complex as the disease itself, requiring a personalized approach. Medications like hydroxychloroquine are commonly prescribed to reduce inflammation and help prevent disease flare-ups. However, because lupus manifests differently in each individual, treatment plans must be tailored accordingly. Corticosteroids are another option, known for their rapid effectiveness in controlling inflammation, but they come with significant side effects. Long-term use can lead to various complications, including noticeable changes in body weight. Beyond weight fluctuations, medications for lupus and other autoimmune disorders can introduce additional challenges such as fatigue, headaches, and mood swings. Managing these side effects adds another layer of difficulty for those already battling the unpredictable nature of the disease. Doctors strive to minimize reliance on steroids, carefully balancing treatment plans while exploring alternative therapies that provide relief with fewer long-term risks. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has been battling epilepsy since childhood, though he kept it private until a series of severe seizures landed him in the hospital for a week, bringing his condition into the public eye. Since then, he has spoken candidly about his epilepsy, discussing its impact on his performances and how it has even forced emergency flight reroutes to protect his health. Over the years, he has explored various lifestyle changes to help manage the frequency and severity of his seizures, becoming an inspiration for others living with the condition. Although epilepsy had affected him since he was young, Wayne's diagnosis came later in life due to a lack of awareness about the disorder. His personal experiences, including a frightening hospital stay and the loss of a cousin to seizures, have fueled his determination to bring more understanding to epilepsy. The condition is a neurological disorder characterized by recurrent, unprovoked seizures. Its causes vary from brain injuries to genetic factors, while some cases remain unexplained. Though epilepsy has no outright cure, it can often be managed through treatment options such as medication, medical devices, dietary adjustments, or surgery, allowing individuals to lead more stable lives. Wayne's journey with epilepsy has been filled with challenges, as he has endured life-threatening seizures. Stress and overwork frequently act as triggers, leading to critical health scares and emergency landings while traveling. Over time, he has suffered multiple seizures, with their severity sometimes linked to his lifestyle habits. In 2022, he was briefly hospitalized after experiencing 2 minor seizures on a flight. But he continued pushing forward in his music career. However, in 2023, a concert in Los Angeles was unexpectedly cut short due to the audience's response, drawing media attention. Despite these setbacks, Wayne remains resilient, using his platform to inspire and support others navigating similar health struggles. Yolanda Hadid. Yolanda Hadid has opened up about her difficult experience on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, revealing that being on the show was particularly challenging as she battled neurological Lyme disease. During her first season, she was diagnosed, and every day felt like a struggle. She had hoped that things would improve in the following season, but did not anticipate that Lyme disease would remain a persistent battle. More than a decade later, she continues to deal with its effects, wishing she had understood sooner how long-lasting the illness would be. Reflecting on her time on the show, Yolanda recalled how fragile her health was. She had joined hoping it would bring her a sense of love and security in a new relationship, but instead, she faced skepticism from her fellow cast members who questioned the legitimacy of her illness. This scrutiny was not only painful for her, but also deeply affected her children, who also suffer from Lyme disease. Following that experience, she has chosen to step away from reality television, finding that the confrontations and drama no longer align with the kind of life she wants to lead. Being a sensitive person, she now prioritizes peaceful communication and a more serene way of living. Despite her resilience, Yolanda admitted to Vogue UK that her journey has been anything but easy. At times, the relentless pain caused by Lyme disease made her feel trapped in a never-ending nightmare. The symptoms, crippling fatigue, memory lapses, anxiety, confusion, and insomnia, pushed her into deep despair. The darkness became so overwhelming that she found herself longing for an escape from the suffering. However, her children became her source of strength, giving her the will to keep going. She emphasized the importance of compassion and refraining from judgment, as people often hide their struggles behind a composed exterior. Looking back, she now sees those difficult years not just as hardships, but as valuable lessons that shaped her perspective on life. Morgan Freeman. In July 2023, Morgan Freeman faced a minor health setback while promoting his latest series, Special Ops: Lioness. Fortunately, there was no serious cause for concern. At 86, the legendary actor had to forego several events due to a contagious illness. After missing press engagements alongside Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman, Freeman has now returned to the spotlight. His absence also led to an unexpected adjustment on a UK talk show, when last-minute plans for a swordplay demonstration had to be changed. Host Alex Jones addressed the abrupt shift, but Freeman's representative later clarified that his illness, not any creative decisions, was the reason behind his altered travel plans. Looking back at Freeman's health history, he has been living with fibromyalgia since a serious car accident in 2008. This condition causes persistent musculoskeletal pain, fatigue, and other chronic symptoms. Following the accident, he underwent a 4-hour surgery to repair nerve damage and has since been seen wearing a compression glove on his left hand. Despite these challenges, Freeman remains active in his career, currently portraying Edwin Mullins, the US Secretary of State in Special Ops: Lioness. The series follows a female Marine tasked with infiltrating the life of a suspected terrorist daughter. Though his press tour faced an unexpected delay due to illness, Freeman continues to push forward, showing resilience in the face of health setbacks. Were you aware that Morgan Freeman has been living with fibromyalgia since 2008? Comment yes if you knew, no if this is new information. Let's see how many fans know his story. Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas, who has been managing type 1 diabetes since his teenage years, is teaming up with Dexcom for a Super Bowl commercial aimed at raising awareness and empowering those living with the condition. The ad highlights the ongoing reliance on finger pricking for many in the diabetes community, while introducing the Dexcom G7 CGM system, an innovative device that provides real-time glucose monitoring. Meet the Dexcom G6. It shows your glucose right in your phone and where it's heading without fingerstick, without the finger-pricking hassle. Filmed in Los Angeles, the commercial features Jonas utilizing CGI effects to unveil this cutting-edge technology. I can't speak for the type 1 community or the diabetes community as a whole, but I'll say that His goal is to shine a light on diabetes research and showcase how technology can support individuals managing both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Reflecting on his diagnosis at age 13, Jonas recalls the feelings of isolation and uncertainty about what his future would hold. Partnering with Dexcom is his way of offering hope and recognition to others facing similar challenges. Though his journey with diabetes has not been easy, he has found balance and now feels healthier than ever, prioritizing his well-being for the sake of his family. He acknowledges that managing diabetes comes with its struggles, but stresses the life-changing difference that a strong support system can make. Fresh off receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Jonas is also looking forward to the release of the new Jonas Brothers album, marking an exciting new chapter for the band. Anthony Anderson. Type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease often go hand in hand, heightening the risk of strokes and heart attacks. However, Anthony Anderson, the acclaimed actor and comedian known for Blackish and Barbershop, is committed to changing this grim reality. Partnering with Novo Nordisk, he plays a key role in the Get Real About Diabetes campaign, spreading a message of hope. Having lived with type 2 diabetes for over 20 years, Anderson approaches the condition with resilience, emphasizing the importance of lifestyle adjustments. He has spoken about the value of establishing a consistent routine, stressing the role of smart choices, balanced nutrition, and regular exercise. For him, this means structuring his day wisely, consuming carb-rich meals earlier and ensuring he sets aside time for physical activity. The reason diabetes and heart health are so intertwined is that elevated blood sugar levels can damage blood vessels, increasing the likelihood of complications like high cholesterol and hypertension. This is a critical issue, as heart disease remains the leading cause of death in the US. After his own diagnosis, Anderson became increasingly aware of this dangerous connection, motivating him to take control of his health. Despite the risks, there is hope. With an estimated 35 million American adults living with some form of diabetes, proper management revolves around maintaining a well-balanced lifestyle. As part of the campaign, Dr. Helen Barron promotes what she refers to as the three-legged stool approach, a combination of diet, exercise, and medication. Anderson firmly believes that his platform can make a difference, as people have reached out to thank him for positively influencing their lives. These personal testimonies prove that his advocacy extends beyond words. It is inspiring real change. Now, Anderson is sharing his journey and practical advice on the Get Real website. His notable physical transformation and improved health stand as proof that positive change is achievable. Committed to being a role model for healthy living, he continues to inspire his community to take charge of their well-being. Halle Berry. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Halle Berry took extraordinary precautions, particularly because of her diabetes diagnosis. In an interview with Variety conducted as the virus was rapidly spreading, she expressed her concerns and described her strict quarantine measures. She created a designated space in her home for decontaminating items before bringing them inside, aiming to minimize any risk. Diagnosed with diabetes in her early 20s, Berry was particularly vulnerable to potential complications from the virus. While there has been some ambiguity regarding whether she has type 1 or type 2 diabetes, it is well established that individuals with either type faced heightened risks of severe illness if infected. The primary concern for people with diabetes wasn't an increased likelihood of contracting COVID-19, but rather the potential for more serious health outcomes. Berry's caution extended beyond pandemic-related concerns. Her diabetes has influenced other aspects of her life as well. While filming John Wick Chapter 3, she suffered 3 broken ribs, initially wondering if she had a bone disease or early-onset osteoporosis. Eventually, she recognized that her diabetes likely made her bones more fragile, increasing her susceptibility to fractures compared to those without the condition. Despite quarantine restrictions, Berry refused to remain inactive. She stayed physically engaged by working out at home, even incorporating her son into her routine by using him as resistance while doing squats. A creative and playful approach to fitness. In the midst of the mental and emotional challenges brought on by the pandemic, she sought solace in outdoor activities like running, hiking, and leisurely walks. These simple yet effective forms of cardiovascular exercise became an essential part of her self-care, serving as both a mental reset and a way to maintain her overall health. Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana faces an ongoing health battle with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disorder that also affects her mother and sisters. This condition causes the immune system to mistakenly attack the body's tissues, leading to persistent fatigue. Chronic inflammation from the disease can make it feel as though the body is constantly fighting an infection. To help manage her symptoms, Saldana has adopted a strict clean eating regimen, cutting out gluten and dairy to support her overall well-being. Adjusting her diet has been a major shift, especially for someone with a deep appreciation for food. In what seemed to be a peaceful period during her 20s, Saldana was unexpectedly informed by her doctor that her bone density was declining, a condition her mother and grandmother had also faced, though she had assumed it was a concern for much later in life. Now a mother to twin boys, she refuses to let this diagnosis slow her down. Instead, she has pushed forward with even greater determination, actively pursuing female-led projects to expand her already packed schedule. Often the only woman in a cast, she is committed to challenging the status quo in the entertainment industry. Rather than simply fitting in, Saldana is focused on reshaping the narrative, using her influence to advocate for women's causes. Despite the struggles that come with her condition, she remains unwavering in her ambitions, building both her legacy and a lasting impact in Hollywood. Tom Hanks. While promoting his film Elvis, the esteemed actor openly discussed his ongoing struggle with type 2 diabetes. He admitted that the condition stemmed from both genetic factors and his own less-than-ideal eating habits. His doctor first flagged prediabetes in 2013, but at the time, he didn't fully take the warning to heart. When he was officially diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, the medical advice he received was daunting. He needed to return to his high school weight to manage the disease effectively. Over time, he made lifestyle changes that helped him shed weight and improve his overall well-being. His predisposition to diabetes was influenced by both his family history and personal lifestyle choices. To take control of his health, he prioritized physical activity, making it his main weapon against the disease. He committed to at least an hour of exercise daily, whether through treadmill workouts, casual walks, or outdoor hikes with his dog. When it came to his diet, he previously admitted to making questionable choices, at one point even joking about removing hamburger buns as if it were a magic trick to avoid diabetes. Now he takes a more disciplined approach, carefully monitoring his food intake, though he sometimes finds it tedious. On occasion, small indulgences lead to feelings of guilt, but he remains committed to his health. His structured daily routine, starting with coffee and the newspaper, followed by exercise and a shower, helps him stay on track, allowing him to refocus whenever he faces setbacks. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, widely recognized for her reality TV presence and business ventures, has been open about her ongoing struggle with psoriasis. This chronic autoimmune condition causes red, flaky skin patches, and she first experienced it at age 25 after a common cold triggered the flare-up. Psoriasis runs in her family, as her mother, Kris Jenner, was diagnosed with the condition at 30. Over time, Kardashian has dealt with outbreaks on her stomach and legs, with her shin becoming a more recent trouble spot. In January 2024, she shared an Instagram story highlighting a particularly painful flare-up on her leg, expressing frustration over not knowing what had caused it. She has tried various treatments, yet managing the symptoms remains an ongoing challenge, often bringing discomfort and occasional self-consciousness. Psoriasis affects around 2% of the US population, but is not contagious. The condition results from an overactive immune system that mistakenly speeds up the skin cell regeneration process, leading to the formation of inflamed, scaly patches. While there is no cure, treatment options range from topical creams and phototherapy to systemic medications that help control symptoms. By openly discussing her battle with psoriasis, Kardashian helps raise awareness of the condition and its impact. She hopes that sharing her journey will encourage others with autoimmune diseases to embrace their confidence and not let their health challenges define their self-worth. Dolly Parton and Carl Dean's marriage has stood the test of time, full of mystery, love, and unanswered questions. It's a reminder that relationships don't always follow a simple path, and sometimes what we see isn't the full story. Their bond shows us that love can thrive even in the most unconventional ways, teaching us the power of respect, distance, and staying true to what works for you. So what do you think? Is their love story real or just a well-kept secret? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to iconicinside, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story like this. And hey, if you want to explore more, check out our previous videos on the end screen. You won't want to miss it.